everyone. Luke, do you want to start us off, please?
Derby defeats are always difficult to take. That one's going to sting, isn't it? Just the performance and as well as the result.
Yeah, that is going to sting for a long time. And we know that our performance was off of what we needed it to be today. Not from a defensive perspective. I thought we defended pretty well today, all through the game. It was a game of really few chances for both teams. Unfortunately, the one big moment goes against us. And it was a bizarre goal really to lose the game with, but it happened, and then we weren't good enough to open them up.
You're aware of the criticism that will follow. How will you deal with that? Because you can't let it derail your season.
Criticism comes with every defeat, but of course with this one I think it will be louder and stronger just because of the game and the importance of the game, and we fully acknowledge that, and that's why it hurts so much. So disappointed for our supporters and sorry for the performance really in the sense of the lack of goalmouth action, the lack of clinical attacking, which we've tried to pride ourselves on over recent seasons. It wasn't there today, and for that we're sorry. Certainly wasn't a lack of effort from the lads, but today wasn't our day.
And just finally, Nick Baltimore, how is he? That's a pretty big blow for him to take in his first half.
Yeah, I don't think he'll. Well, I hope he won't take that personally. That's one of those things that can happen in a game. He's gone back with good intentions. He's defended set plays for us well since he's been here, and that's just an unfortunate moment. I don't hold him in any way responsible for that.
Thank you. Well, Scott, Lee, and then to Jordan, please.
I think it felt like one of the differences here than maybe in some of the other defeats so far this season, Eddie, was that you just struggled to kind of create any kind of a threat. Even in the games we've lost away from home this season, you've generally been a threat. You've been in games, late goals we've talked about, whatever. This felt a little bit different because for whatever reason you just couldn't really get at their goal.
Yeah, I can't sort of critique that, especially for the first 60 minutes. I think first 60 minutes, I don't think we posed a threat at all. Don't think the openings weren't there. I think there was one or two moments with a better decision or a better pass could have led to more, but our quality was not there in that phase of the game. And tried to be very honest at all times, tried to be honest with you guys and hold our hands up and say that wasn't good enough. I think when we made the changes, the substitutes came on, I thought they made a difference and a positive impact in our performance, but we didn't work their goalkeeper anywhere near well enough. We didn't sustain pressure well enough. And ultimately then we couldn't force the openings that we needed.
And just kind of following, I guess, from what Luke said, I guess the message once this dies down will be don't lose sight of the bigger picture, because you have got a Carabao Cup quarter-final next week, you have got a potential Champions League playoff game a little bit further down the horizon. This can't define the season from your point of view.
No, I don't think you ever want one game to define your season. If anything, you want it to define it in a positive way where you come back full steam ahead and show your class. That's what we have to do. It's been a season of stop-starts for us, it feels. We're trying to get the momentum truly that we want. We haven't quite grabbed it fully. As you say, we have a huge game now on Wednesday. That won't be easy, but that will be a massive game in our season, and then we're followed up with the Christmas period, which is always hugely important. So nothing is lost today, but sort of momentum a little bit is lost in terms of our Premier League form, which has been pretty good of late. So frustrating day.
Thanks, Scott. Lee?
Eddie, you had the get into them sign on the wall in the dressing room. Do you think all the players carried that out today?
We have lots of signs and lots of messaging that we try to get through to the players. That is one of them that I think we've done pretty well, and it's tough to do consistently, but I think we've done pretty well over the following seasons. Today, no, possibly not. Possibly wasn't our finest delivery of what we want to be. I think that's pretty obvious. I take full accountability for that, but I'm not hiding from it. I'm just desperately disappointed for our supporters.
I guess you've got to make this now a turning point in the season and hopefully go on a more positive run.
We have to use it. We have to use anything that we can to find the consistency that we're searching for. I felt we were sort of getting there in the Premier League after beating Manchester City post-international break. Big upturn, I felt, in performance. I don't think today was anywhere near Brentford and West Ham's levels in terms of delivery, but it's just a lack of goal-scoring opportunities, which is sort of concerning today.
Okay, go to Jordan, Craig, and then Chris, please.
Yeah, was it the plan to sit in the first half and try and get something in the front, and that was our just the way the game set?
Yeah, we had that was our plan in the first half, to be solid, compact, not necessarily to play on the counter-attack. That would be a byproduct of that, but we certainly wanted to be dominant with the ball. That didn't happen today because technically we weren't good enough in that opening period. The second half we changed and we wanted to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more front foot, but we conceded by the time there was any normal passage of play. So that was a frustration for us. And then we were okay in the game, I think, from that moment, but to a degree the pressures in the game had changed. At 1-0 down, we were a little bit more free and showed a better version of ourselves.
Do you feel your players good? Anything from the group with it?
Yeah, I think the easy thing is to say no, just because you've lost the game and I'm frustrated, but I don't think anyone's gone out there with any intention other than trying to win the game and give their best. Was there possibly a bit of fatigue in our performance? Yes, not an excuse, just a reality. We're stretched in our back line, we've got a number of injuries, and that is alarming for us. So it's not sort of a perfect field for us currently. We're battling a few situations, but we still have to say we should have played better.
Craig?
Just first of all on that, Eddie Howe is down there.
He's gone to hospital, I believe. I think he was struggling to breathe at half-time, so I think it's a rib problem.
Okay. And there was one big selection called there, we saw the team sheet, that was Anthony Elanga. On the right, you took him off after 59 minutes and he was part of that frustration for you in the first half where you weren't without space and opportunities to exploit. What was your analysis of his performance and also Anthony who went off at the same time?
Yeah, it wasn't a finest day for any of our front players, I think, today, all through the game. But certainly in that first 60 minutes, it was tough for them. I'm sure those lads will be reflective of their performance and know that they could have played better individually. I have to just try and find ways to help them and deliver their best performances because there's no doubt in the quality of those players.
Okay, Chris?
I think you spoke before the game about getting the sort of right levels of emotion and sort of arousal going into it. Do you feel that the players had that? Do you think they got the levels correct?
Again, the easy thing to say is no because we've lost the game. Was that the defining factor in the game? I don't think it was. I think possibly our lack of quality on the ball today in that opening half, and we should have had a lot more, not just counter-attacks, but moments where we kept the ball better and built pressure the other way. Don't think we did it, and that can be a mixture of reasons. So I don't think the psychology was a problem today. I thought the players were where they needed to be.
But by fatigue, do you mean mental as well as physical? I think that's the third goal of the 6 minutes of the season.
Yeah, when I say fatigue, I'm talking generally in the performance, not talking around the goals as such. No, I'd say that would be physical fatigue from the amount of games that we've had.
Daniel?
You mentioned that you defended well in large parts in that game, and actually you limited Sunderland's chances to a minimum, but is it perhaps the bigger frustration that going forward there's a lack of perhaps pace and intensity, and that's why Sunderland are able to set back into their block?
Yeah, very much so. I think defensive performance from the team today was very good generally, but with the quality players that we have, if we're not going to work their goalkeeper in the manner that we did today, that's a huge concern and disappointment and review of the performance today.
And obviously the goal that Sunderland scores comes very much quickly after half time. What actually was the message at half time, and if that hadn't happened, so how you wanted to make the second half goal?
As I said, we totally changed our approach to the second half, but we'd conceded by the time there was a genuine passage of play to actually see that. So goals always change games. That was one moment where we, without seeing it again, Nick's unfortunately headed one into his own net. It happens. But yeah, big disappointment.
Okay, I'll take a few more. If we can knock it down to single questions, please, that'd be great. Martin, Dominic, Mark and Kieran. Thank you.
Hard question. Did the players in the football club understand enough just what this fixture means today?
Yeah, 100%. The players knew. In our preparation, we'd tried to cover every base in terms of the importance of the fixture. But I think in professional sport, sometimes there's random events in games that dictate how the players feel, and that's nothing to do with necessarily the preparation or the importance of the game. It's sport. The game decides and twists and turns on moments. And those moments went against us today.
And how hard is it when they are celebrating on the pitch at full time?
Of course, there's always two sides. There's the winners and the losers. And today we were on the losing team, and we had to experience all of those emotions that run through your body, and you're seeing the opposition in a moment where they're, of course, in the opposite feeling. We work as hard as we do to try and create that feeling as often as possible for our players and our supporters. But I think when it goes against you, what you have to do is show respect. You have to take it in and you have to learn from it. And I think that's always been my way then, to try and come back stronger in reflection of the experience we've been through.
Okay, single questions, please. Dominic, and we'll finish with Mark.
Eddie, is the most concerning thing this afternoon perhaps the performance today wasn't a massive surprise? We've seen it a few times before.
Yeah, as I said, I think we've got to be careful that we don't jump to sort of attach things to the performance. We've lost the game and we know we haven't played well enough. But I don't think it was... Because for me, our worst two performances this season have been West Ham and Brentford by a long way. And I don't think it was anywhere near those levels. I think it wasn't us at our finest, but it was a lot of good to take, depending on which side of the game you're looking at. Let's say off the ball, I thought we were very good. So no, I don't think it was there.
Mark.
Nick has been a bit fatigued, I think, at times. Is Johan ready to play 90 minutes potentially on Wednesday? Or?
I don't think Johan's ready to play 90 minutes, but I think he was ready to play the minutes that he played today. So yeah, we'll make a decision on Wednesday about who starts the game. I thought Nick's carried the load really well, but I think there's obviously a little bit of fatigue in there today.
Kieran, did you have one to finish?
It's obviously not like losing a cup final like a few years ago, but how painful is this?
Yeah, I mean, losing any game is a horrible feeling when you're in my shoes. And then the manner of which you lose sort of adds degrees of pain to it. Today is very painful because of the fixture, and we know we've not produced it anywhere near the attacking output that we can. So I'm desperate to watch the game again and to see things that I didn't see the first time round. But it won't be an easy watch.
Thanks everyone. See you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, Eddie. Thank you.